Good morning. It's 6:30 a.m. on a Saturday. Great sleep, no electronics. What are you doing to lock in for 2026? For myself, it is my business. It is my cold outreach business in which I'm reaching out through mass email and phone calls combined to spread awareness of my high-end fire extinguisher and parts counter business. I'm also looking to expand to just lead generation as a form of helping people. So, what I've been doing, I've been tweeting into the abyss, getting 0 likes but a lot of views. I'm posting on LinkedIn, sending random DMs on LinkedIn, random emails. That's the kind of energy that I want to see from myself going into 2026. Not something where, you know, before I be obsessed about, oh, I'm going to make a certain amount of money or I'm going to be a certain type of person. It's actually way more tangible than that. I simply just send 500 emails a week and I make it happen. If I'm reaching my sending limits, figuring out a way to expand the system of my email inboxes, right? I've been looking a lot at, like, first off, when I go onto YouTube, I do not see inspiring content. I would like to change that. Something that is away from politics, something that is away from the clickbait and the rage bait, into something tangible and share stories that I see online about entrepreneurship. When I see people and how they are planning to make money and how they are doing making money. Because, I'm 34 and I used to have all these different hobbies, art and music, toured, whatever. But here's the thing. When as you get older as a guy, you start to kind of understand that, like, the risk means it means a lot more, right? Like, the not making it, it kind of has a little bit more of a sting to it. Whereas, when you're younger, you're like, oh, you want to get in that art show or and all the stuff that you think that matters. Like last summer, I had like a couple art shows and, like, yeah, I made like a little bit of money off of them. I made more when I was younger, but that time, that experience was good, but it also showed me the side of, like, I guess the side of selling like one product. You know, that's why stocks are so popular because you have access to, like, this money pool that you wouldn't have access to. And of course, they try and say it like, I don't know. So even like on YouTube, it's like, oh, I want to get like ad money or something. No, I want to find clients. It's exactly why I'm posting on YouTube. Is I want to find people to connect with me who want to learn more about um, how I'm growing my online businesses. You know, Sometimes a tweet or something like that. I just sent a DM to somebody who has supercars, right? I sent him a DM because he has a warehouse full of supercars, and I'm curious as to if he has the fire extinguishers that I sell, right? Can you imagine if his warehouse was set on fire or something? And of course you would think, like, he's like, well, it's only filled with t-shirts and nobody smokes. It's like, why would I need that? Where I don't know. I feel like every single person with that type of value, how could they resist something like that? And I got the idea because I sold fire extinguishers online through eBay years ago, and I had these CO2s listed that were just like refilled. They were old, and someone who collected Corvettes messaged me on eBay saying that they would drive, if I would drive halfway to meet him in Maryland and sell these for cash. And I did. Um, I don't know if he didn't buy them online because of, like, the cost. He still paid as much as they were usually. Um, but I think it was like the convenience of getting it delivered. And what I'm doing with the emails is trying to make it as easy as possible for people to buy them with a small discount and then have them shipped to them. All I'm saying is that I know 2025 was a very hard year for a lot of people. I get that. But you got to get out of the rut. Read a David Goggins book. Go for that walk. It doesn't have to be a run. At least I know for me, my secret power right now is my journaling. Because only in journaling have I found that I can take at least what my ideas are that are good and actually focus them in a tangible way. Where, like, because like we open our phones, okay? And yes, you can get ideas, especially Twitter. I see a lot of vague business things that I think are interesting. But to see these businesses' ideas, I'm going to have to see things about, very controversial, figures who their business model is to get your attention economies, right? So journaling is my superpower going into 2026, and I'm starting now. There are some other habits that I was starting, um, and I kind of slipped up, but I paid the price. I paid the price very hard this week for slipping up and letting myself get a little too comfortable. Now I have myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to tolerate anything but greatness. Maybe it's because we all sabotage ourselves when we are trying to pull something off of great feat and let ourselves relax. My new thing is I'll relax when I'm 70. When I'm 34 and I'm going into my 40s, I will not relax. I will not relent. So I'm going to put my email in the description. Send me an email if you're interested in any of these things I've talked about. Would love to have a conversation. And I'm going to start uploading more, but in a very informal way. Too much time have I wasted on things being cinematic. You know, this is my year. This is your year.